dear guests. It's a great honor and privilege to be here this morning with you. As you heard, as the first ever Commissioner for the Mediterranean, but I also, like my former position, which was announced by Natalia, I used to be mayor of the city of Dubrovnik for 8 years, so for me this is like natural surroundings. So thank you very much for having me here this morning. I was here in Barcelona just to tell you, 20 years ago it was the occasion of the Barcelona 10+. At that time I was in different capacity, so I really have very good memories of Barcelona and of this Med Cities meeting. So I'm really happy today that there are more than 81 local authorities from all shores of the Mediterranean, and all of you, all of us are or have been working for sustainable urban development. And this is a very important topic. You know that citizens are at the heart of everything we do, and no one is closer to citizens than you are at local and regional level. You know that tomorrow we are marking the signature of the Barcelona Declaration 30 years ago. At that time it was a milestone event and the beginning of a strategic process where we considered the Mediterranean as a shared space of peace, prosperity and stability. Of course, it was not always easy, as you know. It's not easy today, but we are trying to do our best. Catalonia and particularly Barcelona are key players in this endeavor, and I hope that you will continue to be key players here. So your strategic location, geographical location, historic ties to both Europe and Southern Mediterranean make you a center of gravity in our common undertaking. We, all of us, do appreciate your effort to foster a more cohesive Mediterranean community and in bridging gaps between different cities and regions. It is in the spirit of the Barcelona process that we are now taking our cooperation forward. And we are making a great leap, not just continuing business as usual. This is something which is different. Our Pact for the Mediterranean is the framework to lead us in the new beginning. It is grounded in a new partnerships of equals, co-ownership and joint responsibility. The Pact builds on our historical and cultural ties and aims to focus on strategic areas of mutual interest where we share challenges and aspirations. So what we are doing, we are creating common Mediterranean space. You know that the Pact has been shaped by a comprehensive consultation process, including the Union for the Mediterranean. I'm also equally grateful for contributions from academia, from civil society, from Committee of the Regions, from Arlem, and of course local level. Your ideas have helped design the Pact to make it more tailor-made. You know that what is the difference? You have really made a shift. We have changed our methodology. We are using a bottom-up approach, and we are going much more granular this time. The Pact contains more than 100 initiatives for tangible results, and we want real value added for our citizens and our economies. You know that the Pact has a flexible architecture. I want to say that it's not yet another document, it's a living document, so it's flexible. And this flexible architecture will allow for a variable participation of partners in the implementation of the initiatives, taking into consideration the specificities of each partner. This means that as local authorities, you can choose the projects that are interesting for you and decide which one you would like to participate in. Let me briefly recapitulate the 3 pillars of the Pact. The first pillar focuses on people. People are the driving force, as we usually say, but driving force of change and of innovation. We want to empower people by creating a common space for learning, cultures, sports and mobility. One of the flagship projects is creating a Mediterranean university. Its main objective is to connect young people from the Mediterranean shores. You know that young people connect easier than older people. They don't have they don't have many prejudices, and they are easy to connect. And it is a great opportunity to strengthen our sense of cooperation and understanding. We also want to extend Erasmus Plus, providing mobility opportunities for higher education students, for researchers, for academic staff. I just want to highlight here, this is about brain circulation, not brain drain. Because there were some, I have to explain, there was some criticism against extending Erasmus Plus to the southern shores of the Mediterranean. This is about brain circulation. We want people to come here to learn skills, and then they go back with new knowledge, and it's all about that. Just to understand, at this moment, we have 4.5 million students who use Erasmus Plus, and out, it's not 4.1, it's 1. Sorry, I'm wrong. It's 1.5 million students who use Erasmus Plus. At the same time, we have only 4,050 from the southern shores. It's less than, I don't know, 0.3%. So just to understand. So this is not, we have to insist on extending Erasmus Plus. Just wanted to make you aware of what we are doing. And we also want to ensure young people voices that they are heard, and we will establish a youth parliamentary assembly. Youth parliamentary assembly means gathering of all young parliamentarians to discuss their topics. We can only future for the Mediterranean with our youth, and this is very close to my heart because I'm a teacher by profession. I have worked a lot with youth, in the youth dialogues, panels of the future of Europe. You remember Conference of the Future of Europe, and as I said, as a former teacher. The second pillar is about economies, tapping full potential of our economies. So we will support SMEs and startups. We will expand our cooperation in renewable energy, clean technologies, and blue economy. Whatever we are doing, we do it to deliver growth and jobs. Our goal is to bridge the gaps in the skill gaps in labor market. And also, we are also talking about quality jobs here. Our prominent example of flagship project here is TMED, Trans-Mediterranean Renewable Energy and Clean Tech Initiative. It is about capturing the opportunities of energy transition. The potential, as you know, is in solar, wind, and green hydrogen in the Mediterranean, and it is enormous. We have enormous potential there. This will reduce our collective carbon footprint. So we are speaking about decarbonization of the region. It will increase our energy security and, of course, competitiveness on all of our shores. You know that our main priority in this mandate of the European Commission is, the first priority is competitiveness. Second, or first or second, same is security. So this is connected. So through investment platforms, we want to bring together ready-to-go projects with public and private funding. So we can count on European Investment Bank and the European Bank for Reconstruction and Development to support us in leveraging investments from the private sector. So it's about economy. Second pillar is very important because we have to invest in that part of the world, and this is also to invite European companies to come to that part of the world, North Africa and Middle East, to invest there, to open new jobs for these young people from the first pillar, to develop the countries, and by doing this, to address the root causes of migration, which is my third pillar. My third pillar is security, preparedness, and migration management. You remember that in previous time, it was almost not allowed to mention migration and security in the same sentence. I was member of European Parliament in 2015-16, and it was not possible at that moment. Now we connect this. So this is very important how we manage migration. So we will establish a regional dialogue on internal security, and we will strongly combat organized crime and terrorism. And by doing this, we are also addressing and we are preventing radicalization. On preparedness, preparedness is becoming more and more important. Natural disasters, and we will develop early warning system, and we will establish a European firefighting hub, which will be located in Cyprus. As you know, migration remains our great. At the same time, it is about shared opportunities. So let us be clear. I want to be clear here. You hear me without this, okay? Fighting illegal migration is one thing, and legal, orderly, and safe pathways are something very different. So we have to strongly differentiate between legal and illegal. There are some irresponsible politicians who, with purpose, mix this to say that migration is something which is bad. So this is very important to strongly differentiate it. We are now working on the return directive. You know that the new asylum and migration pact will come in force on the 1st of July this year. So this will be an obligation for all member states. So we want to fight traffickers and the most vulnerable. So this is why this pact will support joint efforts to prevent illegal departures, to fight smugglers and traffickers, and to strengthen border management. It's not only about border management, although we invest a lot of money in these partner countries for border management, but there is much more to do. At the same time, what we want to do, we want to create legal pathways. When I say legal pathways, that means that we need people in the labor market, and we are doing this through talent partnerships. So we sign talent partnerships with different countries, and it's not to create brain drain in these countries. It is to balance the situation. You know that for Europe to stay competitive, we lack people in the labor market, and this is something all of us have to admit. So it's about talent partnerships. We already have one with Morocco, Tunisia, and with Egypt. So following the official launch of the Pact together with partners tomorrow, we will quickly move to the implementation. And this is where your role, the role of cities and local communities, come in. You are at the front line. So local authorities are critical to the success of the Pact. Your involvement as cities ensures that initiatives are grounded in local realities and that initiatives address needs of our citizens. As I already mentioned, bottom-up approach is that matters. So we want to build and strengthen our cooperation with local level, and transformative power of the cities is important, that it can mobilize. I have insisted on the inclusion of mechanism in the Pact to strengthen your role in governance and policy advocacy, and it is my personal priority that your expertise and best practice are taken on board. Why I'm saying this? When I'm speaking about implementation phase, that means that our action plan for the Pact will be adopted by the College of Commissioners in the first quarter of next year, by end of March. So this will be action plan with all these initiatives. So if you have any initiative, our first entry point is DG MENA, our service. So you feel free to come with your initiatives, and they might be listed in our action plan, because this Pact will be yet another document if it's not accompanied by the action plan. So this is very important. So, as I said, we are taking this to a new level. We want to deliver concrete results for the citizens on all shores. It's not only for the northern shore of the Mediterranean. This is what I'm saying always. If we keep to the standards and norms, be it environmental norms, be it human rights, values, whatever, if we keep to it here and we don't have the same norms and standards in the southern part of the Mediterranean, then if we talk about decarbonization, what is the purpose of decarbonizing here if you don't decarbonize in Tunisia, Morocco, and Egypt and the Middle East? The sea will be polluted again. So this is not our aim. And this was the very goal of the Barcelona Declaration 30 years ago. We haven't achieved this goal yet, but we are here to speed up and to try to, this is very important to understand. We are not imposing anything. And this is why I'm speaking about changing of the methodology. This was bottom up. This was done in consultancy. We want to do this in consultancy. We are not preaching our southern partners. We don't want to preach anyone. We are to work as partners of equals. And this is why I said that we changed the approach. And I want you to understand that we want to work in cooperation with our southern partners. So, our common vision is here. And I know that we can achieve our goals if we work together. Med cities is the backbone, as I said, of common Mediterranean space. And I think that your role can be critical here. So I want to thank you for your listening. I want to thank you for your engagement, for your leadership, and for your contributions for our shared purpose. Thank you so much.